Hey, hi guys. This is Megan, and I am going to be reading the story from the first part of our Play K Transition into Kindergarten, A Home for You, A Home for Me. And this is called A House is a House for Me. And it is written by Marianne Hoberman, illustrated by Betty Frazier, and it is read with the permission of their publisher by Viking New York, which is a division of Penguin Books. So here we go. A house is a house for me. A hill is a house for an ant. A hive is a house for a bee. A hole is a house for a mole or a mouse. And a house is a house for me. A web is a house for a spider. A bird builds its nest in a tree. There's nothing so snug as a bug in a rug, and a house is a house for me. So we have two different types of houses. We have a tree house over here, and we have boxes being made into houses. Oh, that's a house for a what animal? Chicken. A sty, that's a house for a sow. A fold, that's where sheep all gather to sleep. And a barn, well, that's a house for a cow. It's also, of course, a house for a horse. So there's our animals. A kennel's a house for a dog. A dog is a house for a flea. But when a dog strays, a flea sometimes stays, and then it may move on to me. Oh dear. Houses for rabbits are hutches. A house for a mule is a shed. A castle's a house for a duchess, and a bedbug beds down in a bed. There's our duchess. Mosquitoes like mudholes or puddles. Whales need an ocean or sea. A fish or a snake may make do with a lake, but a house is a house for me. A shell is a dwelling for shellfish, for oysters and lobsters and clams. Each snail has a shell and each turtle as well, but not any lions or lambs. Lions live out in the open, monkeys live up in a tree, hippos live down in a river. Now what do you know about me? Where do we live? What do we live in? I live in a house. An igloo's a house for an Eskimo. A teepee's a house for a Cree. A pueblo's house for a Hopi, and a wigwam may hold a Mohi. A garage is a house for a car or a truck. A hangar is a house for a plane. A dock or a slip is a house for a ship. And terminal's house for a train. So there's all different houses that house people and things. Husk is a house for corn ear. A pod is a place for a pea. A nutshell's a hut for a hickory nut. But what is a shelter for me? A glove is a house for a hand. A stocking's a house for a knee. A shoe or a boot is a house for a foot, and a house is a house for me. We have a squirrel down here living in the house, and they look like they made a house out of snow. Has anyone ever done that before? A box is a house for a tea bag. A teapot's a house for some tea. If you pour me a cup and I drink it all up, then the tea house will turn into me. This looks like a scene from one of my favorites, Alice in Wonderland. Has anyone read that book before? Or seen the movie? Cartoons are houses for crackers. Castles are houses for kings. The more that I think about houses, the more things are houses for things. And if you get started in thinking, I think you will find it is true that the more that you think about houses for things, the more things are houses to you. So we have a house for a salad, a house for groceries, house for a light, house for a toothpaste, house for band-aids and drums. Oh, many things. Barrels are houses for pickles, and barrels are houses for pickles, and bottles are houses for jam. A pot is a spot for potatoes, and a sandwich is home for some ham. A ham sandwich. Cookies jar is home to the cookies. The bread box is home to the bread. My coat is a house for my body, and my hat is a house for my head. Perhaps I have started far-fetching, perhaps I am stretching things some. A mirror's a house for reflections, and a throat is a house for a hum. But once you get started in thinking, you think and you think and you think how pockets are houses for pennies, and pens can be houses for inks. So pens are houses for ink. How peaches are houses for peach bits, and sometimes are houses for worms. How trash cans are houses for garbage, and garbage makes houses for germs. And envelopes, earmuffs, and eggshells, and bathrobes, and baskets, and bins, and rag bags, and rubbers, and roasters, and tablecloths, toasters, and tins are all types of houses. And once you get started in thinking this way, it seems that whatever you see is either a house or it lives in a house, and a house is a house for me. A book is a house for a story. A rose is a house for a smell. My head is a house for a secret I will never tell. A flower's at home in a garden. A donkey's at home in a stall. Look how pretty. Each creature that's known has a house of its own. And the earth is a house for us all. So the earth is a house for us all. So stay tuned for more activities from our Play K Cruise into Kindergarten.